So today is Saturday. It's, as you can see, very overcast. Got storms forecast for this afternoon. It's 21.5, which is lovely. Yesterday I think it was about 33 and quite muggy, quite warm and uncomfortable. Yesterday was my birthday. We took Joe to the hospital in Poitiers yesterday afternoon, and I quite enjoyed myself people watching. Quite happy to sit there people watching. I think there's something about being there and not being there for ourselves, not being there waiting for a medical appointment and just watching the world go by, waiting for her wherever she was having her appointment, and just looking at all the different things going on. People with very young babies that are just starting their lives, and pregnant women who were just about to start a new life, very old people in wheelchairs who are coming to the end. I know it sounds a bit maudlin really, doesn't it, but it's just, you've got everybody there at all different times of their lives and living their lives in that moment, I suppose, and not sitting there like me thinking, oh, you're there and you're there. I know I'm weird. So I don't really like having birthdays, so it's very difficult for anybody really. It's difficult for Mark because there's never anything I want, and there's nothing I want, and if I want something I get it. As you know, it's like I bought the PS5 a few months back, so that could have been my birthday present really. So it was a quiet birthday, apart from obviously at the afternoon taking Joe out. We didn't go out for a meal because I don't like going out for a meal on my birthday, which I know is silly, but that's the way I am. I'm just sort of, I don't know what the word is. There might be a word to describe it, but I prefer to just sort of... Weird, okay, thanks. I prefer to just stay under the radar and go along quietly. And I received a card from my friend Tina that had got a 70 on the front, and it actually nearly made me cry. It was sort of, I know that I'm 70, but I'm not happy about it. I'm sure, I guess I'll grow into it, but it's like, oh, for goodness sake, how the fuck did that happen? It's just, you say, don't you, Mark, that there's
inside every old person, there's a young person saying, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, it isn't, I don't feel 70, but then what does 70 feel like?
I think that's the trouble. It's you search inside somewhere quietly for what you're supposed to be like at that age, and nothing works.
No. And you remember,
so you don't know how to be. And
you remember when you were a kid, when you were a kid, that 70 was ancient, and your 70-year-old relatives, like your gran and your aunts and that, were old, and I sort of think, well, do my grandchildren look at me and see? They won't know. It's like, even if I asked them, they wouldn't know because they wouldn't have anything to compare it with. But is that what they see? Do they see old lady? Because I don't see old lady. It's weird. Anyway, so we didn't go out, especially for my birthday. I got a lovely present from Joe. I'd have to find a photo of that when I get home. And we're now going out. We're going out to eat at Le Gaston in Chauvigny, because I hadn't really planned anything for today's meal. We had leftovers yesterday, because I'd made cottage pie, the leftovers of that yesterday with Brussels, and I hadn't planned anything for today. Wasn't up for remembering to take anything out of the freezer. Well, I was, but then I forgot. So I said, can we go out tomorrow? Because I haven't got anything planned. So that's what we're doing. And I will have burger and chips, because I don't care. because I can, because we're gonna carry on being good, apart from the times when we're not. I had some chocolates yesterday because it was my birthday. So Jazz is still doing okay. She actually, yesterday and today, went up the stairs. That's the first time she's been up the stairs for, 10 days at least. So she went up and harassed Mark outside the bedroom, nagged him.
Well, she comes and finds me in the bathroom sometimes.
Yeah. So she seems well. When I've forgotten, I haven't done it today, we'll give her, she's still on her anti-inflammatory medication. But yesterday morning, before Mark was up, I thought I'll give her her meds because we might forget with being out. So I drew it up in the syringe. It's like 5 mils, and dispensed it on her paw. It's a thick. She doesn't seem to mind the taste of it when I give it, orally. But it's a sort of a thick, viscous liquid, and I put it on her paw and she licked it off. I thought, that's a good way to dispense it. I knew she would lick it off because she's, cats are fastidious, aren't they? They'd have to lick it off even if they didn't like the taste. So I must remember to medicate her later when we get home. So as you can see, we've got some spots of rain. Nothing to write home about. Everywhere is so dry. I don't remember the last couple of summers being as dry as this. I don't remember the grass turning brown like it has this summer. I have remembered summers like that. I know when Phil and Co were here one summer, it really was. We'd had such a long drought. I've got a feeling this is going to be the same this year. And sort of I can remember waiting for October, waiting for cooler breezes and cooler weather and for it finally to break. And I think it did, but you feel like you're holding your breath. Not quite like that now, but because it's breaking at the moment for a bit. But it feels, I hate it when it goes on like that. Last night was stuffy in our bedroom. Didn't know whether, opening the window wouldn't have made any difference because it was very warm outside, so it wouldn't have brought in cool air, I don't think. So it looks like the Epstein files, or Epstein, I think you call him over there in America, has got some legs, and it looks like Donald Trump is panicking big time, threatening to sue, or suing Rupert Murdoch. Yeah, let's see how that goes. That's going to be so funny. Get your popcorn out. There was some talk yesterday, I was hearing, that the fact that they disclosed health issues for Trump, the insufficient vascular insufficiency, Trump talking about having any insufficiency is quite mind-blowing, and people are beginning to wonder whether he's laying the ground for him to retire, for him to move away and hand over to Vance, which is going to be interesting. And what I also heard yesterday was that if that happens and he hands over to Vance, MAGA is a cult, and when the cult leader disappears or removes themselves or maybe dies or whatever, the cult is very difficult to hold together. So that it's going to be, I know it's awful at the moment for you and I'm sorry, but it's going to be absolute chaos if that happens, because Vance won't be able to hold it together. And who are they going to, if they look for a new president, who are they going to choose? Hegseth?
Yuck.
Pam Bondi, that woman, Homeland Security, whose name I can never remember. Or what's the other guy, the short guy? Is it Rubio? He's already got so many plates he's juggling in the air. Is it Marco Rubio?
I think so.
I think it might be. It's like, oh goodness.
I try not to take much notice.
No, I know. So yeah, it's looking interesting for those of us that are on the outside of it. Those of you that are inside it, it must be horrifying. And ICE are continuing to detain people, take people away that that have this, American citizens, people that aren't. I don't even think they're people of colour now. I just think they'll take anybody. It's they don't seem to be racial profiling any longer. It's what I'm seeing. Might be wrong, but yeah, it's horrible. Let's hope it's over soon, and then somehow you're able to pick yourselves up and dust yourselves off. But
as ever, I feel quite happy to be living thousands of miles away.
Yeah.
I feel a bit safer.
Yeah. And then, of course, MAGA will come onto my channel and say, "Oh, it's really bad in France. It's, you're full of terrorists and this, that, and the other." And it's like, well, no, and
it bloody isn't.
It's not, as you can see. And in England now, they're stopping people from arresting people who are protesting against the genocide in Palestine. Arresting people for holding up cardboard signs. Not only that, they arrested an 83-year-old guy for protesting about genocide in Palestine. Oh, you've put me off now. I don't know what I'm saying. But now they've gone and raided his home, obviously looking for more cardboard. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it wasn't.
Apparently, these 83-year-olds risk 14 years imprisonment.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah. So that's in England or UK. So now it's it's a crime to stand up for stand up and protest against the genocide in Palestine, in Gaza. So there's going to be a Tour de France here next week, I think it is, but it's the women's Tour de France coming up this road. There's signs all around saying that circulation will be interrupted at times, So it's market day today in Chauvigny.
Oh, I forgot that.
Don't know where you're going to park.
No.
What time is it? Although it's after midday, so it'll be clearing. There will be parking because they'll have been clear. They'll be clearing away most of them. So we used to go to the market when we were younger and fitter. Used to get up in the morning and go to the market, buy something to have for breakfast from the Asian van. I can't remember why. It probably wasn't very healthy actually. And now our day out is a visit to the hospital.
And you take great pleasure from it.
I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's very ridiculous. And so what? Oh, my farming. I know that you want to know about my farming. Are you laughing?
No,
Did you snigger?
No. Just hiccuped.
I got very bored with my current game. I'd got 7 million euros, and it's like, I've said it before, the motivation's gone when you've got so much money. It's like, well, what am I going to do now? I'm just making money. So I've started again, kept that one. Tried an English map, but it was so cramped. You know, the roads were narrow, hedges, walls, couldn't move anything. Farmyard was small, and, you know, you had to move around carefully in it. I thought, I don't like this. So I've gone back to my European map, which is France, based on France, I think. Gone back there and started again, another farmer on a small scale. That's the third time I've done that. Started small, and then I end up with too much money. I don't know. So that's what's going on, just in case you wanted to know. Oh, it's still busy here, isn't it? There's nowhere, is there? Normally by this time of day there is space.
Just have to dive in and look, I think.
Yeah.
I see a space over there. There's one.
Oh, jolly good. Okay, so that is it. I'm not going to go walking through the market with this, because walking for me is a bit difficult anyway, so holding my phone as well. Trying to avoid looking at people is a bit difficult. There we go. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.